1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumaira Kamal. The headlines first. Addressing the launch of development projects in Gwadar, Prime Minister said the future belongs to Gwadar, emerging as the focal point of development and prosperity. Minister for Energy says 100% supply of RLNG has been restored to power and gas sectors. Minister of State for Information has urged opposition parties to accept the reality of electronic voting machines and right of vote to overseas Pakistanis. Foreign Minister has vowed to take up India's terror financing issue at international level. Pakistan and Uzbekistan have agreed to strengthen bilateral coordination between their law enforcement agencies. Over 1,000 Afghan troops have fled to Tajikistan after Taliban controlled dozens of districts in the border area. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says the future belongs to Gwadar, emerging as the focal point of development and ensuring prosperity for the entire country. Addressing at the launch of development projects and the signing ceremony of MOUs in Gwadar today, he said the port city will open up new avenues of opportunities for regional trade. The Prime Minister, during his day-long visit to Gwadar, inaugurated the first phase of Gwadar Free Zone besides performing the groundbreaking of its second phase. Spread over 2,200 acres land and opening of 3 factories. Imran Khan said Gwadar International Airport would encourage regional trade and boost economic activity. He said further one-window operation is in progress to facilitate the investors and urged upon the provincial governments to ensure proper servicing of investors since the subject moved to them after the passage of 18th Amendment. The Prime Minister said the recently announced 7.3 billion rupees development budget by the federal government for Balochistan is historic, that aims at uplifting the province and mitigating the long-standing deprivation of its people. He said connectivity is one of the major components of Balochistan package. Imran Khan said the government is prioritizing development in far-flung areas of Balochistan, northern areas and rural Punjab. He said Pakistan can benefit from its strategic location and also from the expertise of its friend China, which is becoming an economic power in the region. The Prime Minister said regional countries have expressed interest in reaping the benefits offered by Gwadar Airport. In this scenario, he expressed concern over the law and situation in Afghanistan, which he said is extremely important for the continuity of development. Chairman CPEC Authority says work for Iran's trade through Gwadar Airport is in the progress and it would start soon. In a video message, he said the Ramadan crossing point near Gwadar is active and fully functional now. He said the fencing work of Pakistan-Iran border is going on rapidly and new border markets are being established at the crossing points. Asim Salim Bajwa said the smuggling to and from Iran is decreasing due to increase in regulated trade. Minister for Energy Hamad Azhar says 100% supply of RLNG has been restored to the power and gas sectors. In a tweet, he said no forced load shedding has been carried out since Friday evening. He said we are restoring normal gas pressure supply to all sectors from today. Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Farooq Habib has urged the opposition parties to abandon childish politics on electoral reforms and accept the reality of electronic voting machines and right of vote to overseas Pakistanis. Speaking at Meet the Press in Lahore Press Club today, he said Prime Minister Imran Khan invited the opposition parties for a dialogue on electoral reforms from the floor of National Assembly. He said the opposition has no justification now to stay away from the dialogue. Farooq Habib said the government has strengthened economy through its various wealth generation policies. He said the country's foreign remittances today are $10 billion higher than what the PMLN government left in 2018. The state minister said the GDP growth was forecast at 1.5%, but the PTI government has achieved a growth of 4%, while the exports have also been risen tremendously. This is Radio Pakistan. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says Pakistan will raise the issue of Indian terror financing at international level. In a statement today, he said we expect the international community to take notice of solid evidence provided by Pakistan about Indian involvement in Johor Town, Lahore terror incident. The foreign minister said Pakistan is taking every possible step to against terrorism and for protection of its borders. He said Pakistan carried out border fencing and cleared its tribal areas of terrorists. He said development work has also been started in the tribal districts. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said Pakistan has enacted legislation to check terror financing and taken steps against money laundering. Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid Ahmed says Indian intelligence agency RAW and its subsidiaries are involved in sabotage activities in Pakistan. Talking to media persons in Islamabad today, he appreciated the security agencies for exposing the elements involved in Lahore blast. He said a group has also been arrested in Karachi. The Interior Minister said Nadra will be purged of elements involved in issuing fake CNICs to the people. He said further 19 people have already been suspended in this regard. Sheikh Rashid Ahmed said the entire nation is united on national security and the security institutions are fully prepared to fulfill their responsibilities. Pakistan and Uzbekistan have agreed to strengthen bilateral coordination between their law enforcement agencies. The understanding came at a meeting between Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid and Uzbek Ambassador to Pakistan, Arif Usmanov, in Islamabad today. The Interior Minister emphasized the need to further strengthen bilateral relations between the two countries. He said Pakistan has given special visa facilitation to Uzbek citizens and they will now also be given a 5-day transit visa. Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry says Pakistan and Russia are committed to building a strong multi-dimensional relationship that not only serves their respective national interests but also contributes to regional as well as global peace and security. In a statement today, he said Pakistan and Russia are close partners and friends. The spokesperson said exchange of high-level visits is an important part of the growing Pakistan-Russia relations. Responding to some media reports regarding the visit of Russian President Vladimir Putin to Pakistan this month, he said while invitations for visits at the summit level have been extended by both sides, no such visit has been scheduled yet. President Arif Alvi conferred Nishane-Imtiaz military upon Commander of Turkish Land Forces General Umit Dundar at a special investiture ceremony at Ewan-e-Sadr in Islamabad today. Kashmiris on both sides of line of control in Pakistan and other parts of the world will observe a Martyrs' Week from tomorrow. According to Kashmir Media Service, call for the observance of the week has been given by the All Parties Hurriyat Conference. Special prayer meetings shall be organized tomorrow in illegally Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Azad Jammu and Kashmir, Pakistan and abroad to pay homage to Kashmiri martyrs. On Wednesday, protest rallies and processions shall be organized and pro-freedom banners and placards will be displayed. In Afghanistan, more than 1,000 troops have fled to neighbouring Tajikistan following clashes with the Taliban. According to reports, the troops run away after fighting across much of the northern countryside where Taliban have overrun dozens of districts. 9 more districts have been captured by the Taliban in single day and now more than 150 districts are under their control. The districts fell into Taliban's control include 6 districts in Badakhshan, 1 in Kandahar, 1 in Paktika and 1 in Takhar. On the other hand, the Afghan government has vowed to launch a counter-offensive in the north. 1,000 mainly US troops could remain on the ground to protect diplomatic missions and Kabul's international airport. And finally, the weather. Hot and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain, wind, the thunderstorm is likely to prevail at isolated places in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. To end the news, here are the headlines once again. Addressing the launch of development projects in Gwadar, Prime Minister said the future belongs to Gwadar, emerging as the focal point of development and prosperity. Minister for Energy says 100% supply of RLNG has been restored to power and gas sectors. Minister of State for Information has urged opposition parties to accept the reality of electronic voting machines and right of vote to overseas Pakistanis. Foreign Minister has vowed to take up India's terror financing issue at international level. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/radio Pakistan News Official.